Welcome back, everyone. We are just one day away from the early release of Toy Story 5 in theaters near you. So we're continuing our deep dive marathon through that entire Pixar franchise. Today, we're hitting the movie that, for a lot of us, felt like the perfect, definitive ending to the trilogy. I'm talking, of course, about Toy Story 3. Released 11 years after the second film, which was reviewed right here, this was the ultimate test. Could Pixar capture the magic for an audience that had literally grown up alongside Andy? Well, let's find out. We kick things off with one of the best opening sequences in Pixar history, a massive, high-octane playtime sequence featuring Dr. Porkchop, the Death Valley train heist, and force field eating dinosaurs. It's a glorious callback to how Andy's imagination worked. But then reality hits, and it hits hard. Andy is 17 now. He's packing up for college, and his room is practically bare. The toys haven't been played with in years, relegated to a dark toy chest. The core crew is drastically smaller too. We find out off screen that favorites like Bo Peep, Wheezy, have already been sold or given away. Woody is the only one chosen to go to college. The rest are destined for the attic.
Like what?
Like, what are you going to do with these toys?
Through a classic, stressful miscommunication involving a trash bag and Andy's mom, the toys think they've been thrown away. Heartbroken, they hitch a ride in the donation box that is bound for Sunnyside Daycare. Woody follows to try and explain the truth, but when they arrive, Sunnyside looks like an absolute paradise. They are welcomed by a plush, strawberry-scented bear named Lots of Huggin' Bear, or Lotso, who promises them a life of endless playtime. Woody tries to convince everyone to return to Andy to fulfill their purpose, but the heartbreak is too deep. Buzz and the gang decide to stay, leaving Woody to escape alone.
Our mission with Andy's complete, Woody. What?
It doesn't take long for the dream to shatter, however. Lotso assigns Andy's toys to the Caterpillar Room, which turns out to be a chaotic war zone filled with toddlers who don't know how to handle toys properly. It turns into an absolute demolition derby of paint, spit, and broken limbs. When Buzz goes to ask Lotso for a transfer to the older kids' room, he uncovers the truth. Sunnyside is a prison. Lotso is a bitter tyrant who was abandoned by his own kid, and he uses new donations as a cannon fodder to protect his inner circle. Buzz gets captured, reset to his factory settings, and turned hilariously into a brainwashed prison guard against his own friends.
Good work, Lightyear. Now lock 'em up.
Yes, sir.
Meanwhile, Woody escapes Sunnyside but gets found by a sweet, imaginative girl named Bonnie. While playing with her toys, including the dramatic Mr. Picklepants and Chuckles, the clown, Woody learns about Lotso's dark past and the danger his friends are now in. He realizes he has to go back. What follows is an incredible high-stakes prison break sequence in a toy movie. Yeah, it's awesome. We get Rex and Ham acting as lookouts, Mr. Potato Head using a tortilla as a temporary body, and an absolutely hilarious subplot where Buzz gets accidentally reset to a passionate Spanish-speaking space ranger.
Oh, here they come.
Come on, Buzz.
The escape leads them right to the edge of the daycare's trash chute, where a final confrontation with Lotso lands everyone, including Lotso himself, in the back of a garbage truck. They end up at the city landfill, pulled onto a conveyor belt, moving directly toward a massive trash incinerator. Even in the face of death, Woody and Buzz pull Lotso up to safety so he can hit the emergency stop button to save them all, right? No, his true colors shine through. Lotso abandons the rest of them, and leaves them to slide into the fiery pit. And then we get one of the most intense, visually stunning, and emotionally devastating moments in cinema history, and I mean it. Realizing there is no escape, the toys stop running. They look at each other, reach out, take hands, accepting their fate as family together, and I literally have gotten chills saying the words. Thankfully, Pixar didn't permanently traumatize a generation. The aliens rescue them just in time and they make it back to Andy's house safely. This brings us to the emotional climax of the movie. Instead of going to the attic or college, Woody decides to leave a sticky note suggesting Andy should donate the toys to Bonnie. Andy reluctantly drives over, and in a beautiful, bittersweet scene, he eventually opens up to the idea and then introduces each toy to Bonnie, passing down his childhood legacy. Maybe the biggest reveal, however, is that Woody was at the bottom of the box. Of course, he put himself in there. Andy hesitates, but ultimately lets him go too. As Andy drives away and Woody utters those famous final words,
So long, partner.
it cements Toy Story 3 as an absolute masterpiece. So what are some of the spark notes of why I love it so much? Well, of course, the themes. It trades the fear of being replaced from the first movie or the fear of fading away from the second, and instead it's the inevitable reality of loss and moving on. It treats its audience with immense maturity, and it truly feels like each movie is a fantastic step up to the next one in terms of where they wanted to go with the story. Lotso is easily the best villain in the franchise. He's a tragic mirror to Woody, a toy who has lost his kid but allowed it to twist him in a bitter dictator way. Think, Anakin and Obi-Wan. The humor in this movie, despite the dark themes, things like Spanish Buzz, Barbie, and Ken's fashion show, of course, Mr. Potato Head's tortilla body, really helps keep the pace with the film and makes it still feel incredibly fun and energetic.
Oh, no! There's an instruction manual!
For 11 years, this was the perfect conclusion. It closed the loop on Andy's story and left us emotionally spent. Even knowing that Toy Story 4 exists, and of course Toy Story 5 is out in a couple days, this third film stands as a high water mark for animation and where the story went. Of course, in a couple days we will rank all the Toy Story properties here on the channel, but for now, I want to know your thoughts on Toy Story 3. Let me know them in the comments below. And of course, tomorrow we're going to have probably 2 videos here on the channel if we can make sure we get them done. We'll have Toy Story 4, the review, come out hopefully in the early morning. And then in the afternoon, in the evening rather, will be our Toy Story 5 out of theater review with, of course, more Toy Story content to finish out the week. We thank you for watching today's episode, and now that you've got some time, you can go refill that popcorn bucket.